Hey, I'm Sinclair Abbott, and I thought I'd do my video outside on my beautiful little farm in Kentucky. And I have 3 siblings, 2 great parents, and a really beautiful dog. The farming stuff, the animals and stuff, we haven't done that for a while though, so we've gotten rid of all of that. Right now I'm a sophomore at Eastern Kentucky University, studying psychology. What I'm really excited about is what we're all going to be doing this summer in Haiti, and just wanted to share with you just some of my past experiences, let you know what I'm looking forward to and hoping will come this summer together. I've been twice before, both on medical missions. Why I specifically enjoyed going on these medical missions was because for the past summer since I was 16, every summer since I've been 16, I've worked for an oral surgeon who's been very good to me, and she's given me a lot of hands-on practice, as it was my job, for sterilizing surgical instruments. So when I went to Haiti, I was able to jump in and fill that spot for the medical missions. I was able to help sterilize the instruments and package them and get them ready for the next surgery cycle. So the first time I went, I just helped out with that, and the second time I went, I was actually put in charge of that for a little while, overseeing that, making sure that it was all done right. It was very beneficial, and I love the medical side of Haiti, of not only filling their physical sickness, but their spiritual sickness as well. The first time I went, almost the day I got there, was called to help transport a kid who had been picking some fruit from a tree for his family and fallen and broken his back. And there were no roads to his house, so he just had to walk to get there through some jungle and brush, and it was a little bit out of town. And when we got there, it smelled to high heavens because his parents hadn't wanted to move him because they were worried that it would make his injuries worse. So they had just left him lying in his own feces. They hadn't changed him or anything. And because they hadn't moved him or rotated him since his back had broken when he fell, he had developed sores all along the left side of his body. So you would expect that guy to be in pretty miserable shape. But this boy, he just never stopped smiling, you know. And that is Haiti, and that's the Haitians. You know, they're always got a smile on their face. You know, life never can put them down, you know, because they just are grateful for so much because they right now have so little. And that's what rubbed off on me my first time going, was seeing that smile, getting to know that boy who would never walk again, but he still never stopped smiling, you know. And it really changes you to see that kind of joy even in the face of such hardship. One of my favorite stories was there was this one evening I was having dinner, and a doctor ran up from the OR room and came to one of the doctors sitting at a table across from me and said, "Oh, we have an emergency." And he said, "What is it?" And I was thinking immediately that it was going to be a medical emergency. And she said, "One of the patients that we saw, that we took care of and put into the waiting room after he was finished, has already left, and we haven't had the opportunity to share with him the Bible, the gospel." And you know, that's how focused we were on giving the gospel as well, is that it was an emergency that we hadn't gotten to him yet. And as miracles usually happen while you're in Haiti, God sent a storm, and the guy was too far away to make it back to his house, so he had to turn around because of that storm, come back to the OR, where we were able to give him the good news, share with him Christ, and I believe that he was saved that day or week. So that was one of my favorite stories. It's just how it was an emergency to us that he hadn't gotten the gospel, and it was an emergency to God that he hadn't gotten the gospel, and it all came together, and he ended up coming to the Lord. Unfortunately, Haiti isn't all filled with joys and miracles and happiness. I wish it was. It can range from very small things to very big things. You know, one of the small things was when I first got there, I thought that I was immediately going to have the opportunity to go to the far west. You know, so I got there, got to the missions, and was immediately throwing my backpack into a truck saying, "Let's head on to the next place." You know, I was ready to go adventuring. And then a huge storm came, and the roads were flooded so much so that the trucks that we were riding on in the back, the water came up right to the edge and almost overcame the entire truck. The roads were so thick with water. It was amazing. So we had to turn around and head back to the missions. So unfortunately, sometimes weather can be a pain in the butt. One week I was out in the far west, and there was a church made of very loose like odds and ends, palm leaves, things like that. It was a very makeshift church. The next week, because of a storm, it was gone. So those are just some of the natural things that can come, and obviously with the earthquake, you know that the elements can be quite a disaster sometimes. I went into one OR, and the doctors were working on a guy who had a tumor on his hand, and it was from here to here. I mean, it was this huge, massive thing. I had no idea how it could get that large, and I realized it's because we have such a great healthcare system here in America, comparatively. You know, we never would have an arm get to that size with the tumor, but there in Haiti, where they have nothing, that can happen. And so they were so grateful to have us come in and help, and as best as we could, giving them free medical care right there. I was pulling a shift in the recovery room 1 week, and you know, there was this little beautiful baby girl in this crib that we were taking care of. She was sick, and we thought she was on the mend too. You know, I remember that night just talking to her, because it got pretty lonely, pretty quiet in the 3 a.m. hour of the recovery ward. And, you know, I just talked to her, and I even drew a picture of her. And then, you know, got off my shift, went to bed, and then the next day she was gone. She had passed. So, you know, it's filled with some heartache, some misery, but the joys and benefits of going there, serving and loving, far outweigh anything that can happen that would be disastrous or heartache. But we didn't just work on the medical missions. That's the great thing, is there is no place in Haiti that we're not going to touch. We went to the prisons, we went to the brothels, we went to the orphanages. I love the orphanages. I love playing with the kids, kicking the soccer ball around, having a blast with them. We go to the old people, the Gramoun, and they love singing, and they're always just the happiest folks too. We've got the Hands on Feet, where we take food out into the city. If there is a need somewhere, the Northwest Haiti Christian Mission fills that need, you know, and kids and families will come from miles and miles just to get the medical attention that was provided there. And when they do come, you know, sometimes they haven't eaten forever, but if you give them just a little bit, they'll still happily just break it up and share it with each other, because they love each other so much, and they're just so grateful for what they do get. And that's what really impacted me. You see, it's not just about going to serve and love. You know, that's what we want to do with all our hearts, but they're also going to affect us. They're also going to love us, you know, and that's what I'm looking forward to, is the exchange that you get. You get out of it what you put into it, you know. And both 2 trips that I've gone, I barely knew anyone. The second trip I brought a cousin and a sister, but both trips we all get together, a whole bunch of missionaries, doctors from all over the country, all over the world really, and you know, we don't know each other that well, but in those 2 weeks, living together constantly, we grow to become such a team, such a family, and you make lifelong friends within those just 2 short weeks. I can only imagine what it's going to be like this summer as we all get together and we all have fun. All of us interns get together, get to know each other. I'm sure we'll become close family, and that's what I'm looking forward to, is just how close we're all going to become over this short summer. Well, that's it. I think I talked a little longer than I had anticipated, but I guess that just shows how excited I am for the coming summer, for all of us to get to know each other, for us to have a wonderful time serving in Haiti. I hope to see you guys there, and may God bless you. I'll see you guys later.